So pretty much everything that I just did on that one right there, we now have to do on this one. Know what I mean? I'm gonna go ahead. First thing I'm gonna do is get a scraper and start scraping off all the old gasket material. Pretty much all the big stuff. I'm gonna scrape that right on off. The iron block here, much more easier to deal with than the aluminum. The aluminum, you got to watch out for marring that up with scrapers and stuff, so you got to be very careful. The iron, you can kind of go to town on it like a caveman, but you know, obviously don't ding it up, don't mar it up. But yeah, let's go ahead and get it done.
Racing through the crags and cliffs to the summit of my mind, bounding over crevices where synapses still fire. And I couldn't tell you when it happened or why it came so hard. When the mountain finally fell, the whole world did come apart.
Next, I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to go over all of the edges and any of the casting lines I can find. Something like, yeah, it's funny, there's not a whole lot. Oh, boy, wow, there's no casting lines. I mean, I would normally get rid of these things, right? Wow, there's no seams or folds or anything, so that's pretty cool.
Never been so afraid of life to know you lost control. You couldn't stack the cards back up when the winds began to blow. And the balance act you called your life ain't sure-footed no more. The avalanche that's in your mind shook you to your core. Lying beneath the rubble, buried beneath the rock, a landslide into nothing without a passing thought. Oh, I wish I had the options to take it back to start, to ask some final questions, oh, to get to the other part. It's when I hear the bells, I still think of you. Another change in a coming trail, flipping heads and I'm chasing tail. Have I lost my mind? I found myself, the harness went so still, and I tease a moaning, please the earth. Can I take my chance and not get hurt, knowing now that love comes first?
Yeah, alright, that's nice. It's smooth to the touch, you know, doesn't rip up my glove or nothing like that. So that's really what I'm wanting right there. And there wasn't much casting to be worked away. There was a little bit right there, but that was pretty much it. For the most part, as most of you guys know, I went ahead and ground away as much of the cast flashing in there, and deburred the edges all along here. That's pretty much it. So next up, what I'm gonna want to do to this thing is I'm gonna get the oil squirters removed. That way I can hone out these cylinders without worrying about damaging them or my cylinder hones. This is it. Once they're removed, It looked like a regular old engine block, like any other. Kind of like the VH45 over here. No oil squirters. All right, let's see what happened here. What happened here? I was the big winner. Z-Bruhz, hell yeah, man.
All right, and in first place for the day, Andy Lacoste ride.
Andy gets the win. Oh yeah.
So Max,
Representing. You know it. All right, back to work. All right, so before I start honing these cylinders out, what I want to do is clean them with red Scotch-Brite and WD-40. Real quick, have a look down in there, see how clean that is. That's what we're going for. Okay, on to the next step. All right, the cylinders are clean. We're ready to get this thing honed out. I'm gonna start with a straight edge hone, and what this is gonna do is it's gonna identify any high and low spots in the cylinder, hopefully kind of work them out and get things a little more smooth, a little more cylindrical, and straight up and down. Then I'm gonna work the finish with a flex hone or the dingle ball hone. And the reason I'm doing that is because the dingle ball hone will flex to any surface. If there's any high and low spots going in, up and down, if the cylinders are egg shaped, this isn't gonna kind of give you the a straight cut, whereas the straight edge is going to. So this is for the finish, and this is to give you the initial cut. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run my hone in a bucket of soapy water before I run it into each cylinder. I want to start with a clean hone each time, but also want to make sure that I keep things lubricated. So I'm gonna keep my WD-40 on hand, and I'll be spraying each cylinder consecutively as things go. You'll see. But with the dingle ball hone, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with a 240 grit, then I'm gonna move to a 320 grit, then a 400 grit, and finally I'm gonna plateau the finish with a hand buff. I'm gonna hand buff the finish with a gray Scotch pad.
Lying beneath the rubble, buried beneath the rock, we let slide into nothing without a passing thought. Oh, I wish I had the options to take it back to start, to ask some final questions, oh, to get to the other part. It's when I hear the bells, I still think of you. Lying beneath the rubble, buried beneath the rock, let's not into nothing without a passing thought. Oh, I wish I had the options to bring it back to start, to ask some final questions, oh, to get to the other part. 'Cause when I hear the bells, I still think of you.
finally, I'm gonna take this gray Scotch-Brite pad and I'm just gonna kind of work the cylinders until I feel that roughness go away, and that should pretty much do it. Now my cylinders are all honed out. Before I get to cleaning this thing, I'm gonna go ahead and prep my surfaces, my gasket mating surfaces with a white roll-lock bristle disc. You can find these online. My best bet is to get the 3M roll-lock bristle discs. I think those are the best. Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. Looking pretty good. I know somebody's gonna want to see the cross hatching, so there it is. You know, not bad. Got a cylinder or two with some pitting that just wouldn't come out. That's all good. For the most part, they're looking all right, man. Well, that's it. That's a bear block. We are all prepped and ready to go.